Do you think if it's big enough if I can't load the entire thing within my render distance? If I can't load the entire build within my render distance, do you think that's big enough? Yeah. So I should be standing in the middle without being able to see jack shit. I mean, damn, this thing's already massive. I can't see the back corner from the entrance. Honestly, I shouldn't even be able to see the entrance from the entrance. That's how big it should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I can't believe this is the shaders or whatever. I don't know what the. Mm-hmm. And like, I literally joined in and I spawned in a village. Trust. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Mm. Just turn your render distance all the way up and then look south. That's usually the best way. Bro, dude, Joel got banned on TikTok. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't know. Just text him. Probably left or something. I don't know. Why'd you get banned though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. Fuck. Okay. He said I said a few slurs. Like, I mean, I text my friends the hard R all the time, and it doesn't. I haven't even gotten banned yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. In the comments, yeah, well, I literally had one called N words for sale. There's this one game on Roblox where you can just say whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Why not? Damn, bro's typing. Please come rescue me. I forgot, Lucas is black on Roblox. I'm saying Lucas is black on Roblox. Guys, we should all start a podcast. Ah! Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, the kids in Africa work in the mines. I didn't realize Elon Musk was South African for a while. Yeah, he's from South Africa. Yeah, he was technically legal until like he got his passport or visa or whatever. I don't know. There was at some point where he was illegal. No, what? No, he's just like special ed, and he did the timing wrong. Because you're supposed to say "my heart goes out to you," and then do then uh like throw your fist out or whatever. And he threw his fist out first, and then said it. So okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. I can either end here or go out even further. Okay. Well, wait, actually, this might be perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It wasn't. It was like 4 blocks off. Okay, do I fill this in now or wait for later? Yeah, dude, like, remember that one time that you got in trouble because you didn't fucking do the dishes? Stupid retard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's quite a bit. I forgot how big I made this thing already. I mean, like, you can't even see the back corner from the entrance. I keep forgetting that. Man, these dinosaurs better fucking like each other. Because they're going to be put in tiny cages. Because I need all this massive space for advertisements. What happens when a chicken eats chicken? Oh, yeah. This is it, right? Yeah. On the back part of this. I beat Elden Ring with a stick, and I did it in like 20 minutes. It was pretty easy. Just get out of the cave. Dig up. Just dig straight up. Are you stupid? Okay, I'm just gonna build up a decent bit, and then I was one block above what I needed to. Okay, rethinking how big this is gonna be, but I already built a bunch of it. Might as well. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my god, Elijah, you messed up my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Did you just call Reese Brady? Who did you call Brady? Oh, I'm a Elijah, I'm gonna ban your dog from living. Both. I was gonna say something super depressing, but it might actually be better. I feel bad for that poor dog. He's stuck in that he's like stuck in like a small part of our yard because he's aggressive. Apparently, I don't know. So yeah, poor dog. Yo, let King Von freeze. That means this thing's like gonna be like fucking 100 chunks big. What the hell? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? What are you doing with your life? Have you? Well, I want to go to the gym, which I should be getting a gym membership here soon. Driving in my car right after a beer in the boat. This is like a DUI. I'm about to die. I'm filled up on gas. But it all. Dog with the butter dog. Dog with the butter dog. Dog. Ching Chong Song, please, no, don't do that. Butter dog. Dog with the butter dog. Are you retarded? Butter dog. Guys, I made a golden retriever out of gold. And then I fed it to my dog. One, two, three. One, two, three, five, six, seven, eight. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I keep saying that we need to kill more bisons. Then Johnny will hopefully die. Because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yay! I'm nowhere near to finishing. So fire. Oh my god. I have to build the fence. I forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay, now that we have that, now I can just like spam place my fence all the way to the other side to about where I believe it goes. Dude, you can literally see nothing of the other side. Fire. Just, why didn't you take a screenshot of the coordinates before? Damn, 4 blocks. Wait, how big was the zoo that I built before? That's my question. Okay, so Jurassic Park is definitely a little bit bigger. Because you can see the entire thing from the entrance. It's not bigger by much. Is it? I don't know how much bigger it's by, so. Okay, I wonder what will be faster. Teleporting, but or freaking like speed flying between both of these and then marking them, or just counting. I think it will for this, but like you like fucking can't even see the other side of this from the inside. Oh yeah, I have to name all the dinosaurs too, so they don't fucking die or despawn or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Man, the one sad part is that this isn't a freaking like Jurassic World mod, so they're gonna look accurate. I don't know what's gonna kill who. Like, what's gonna kill what? Like, what are you doing? Nope. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. What did I say? Why are you in jail? Go upstairs. Why do you have that? Go upstairs, Willow. I need to talk to you. About what? Why do you have this? Because I just do. Go. Guys, I'm crippled. Very sad. Rocking chair. Are you fucking retarded? It's a wheelchair. Damn, you guys are already in the nether? Oh. So Elijah's like a mole or something? He's a giant salamander. A job that the illegals are gonna take. Them damn border hoppers. We should turn it into a hunting game. We should make a new hunting season. Elijah, do you know how to do the speedrunner method of... Only Brady does. Well, you're just a fucking sweat that needs to go touch grass. Wild. That green stuff in Minecraft. A job. No, well, oh wait, actually you can. I forgot. How the fuck are you on strike? Uh, just work at the gas station right next to it. Like, there's a whole fucking shopping mall or whatever. Why don't you just... Please, I need a job. I'm broke. I spent all my money on V-Bucks. That's what's gonna go on my resume. So we noticed one thing about your resume about how it's a begging letter. Please, is there any like red blocks that any like weird shaped red blocks? Uh, because I need lights on the side of my fence, so I don't know if I want to use redstone torches. Can I? No, I can't. Oh yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. Just pack it up, Unc. You have like 5 years left. I'm very youthful. I'm like 14, and you're almost 15. What? Johnny's birthday's in February. Imagine. Or I think Johnny's birthday's in February. It might be in March. What the fuck is a Naruto Ceratops? What the One time I found 32 emeralds in one vein. It's pretty easy. Reese, you have to get a job. I don't know why Brayden doesn't have a job. Why? My chest my chest is the ground. My chest my chest started the like ground or is the ground. Cause True Sigma. Dude, one time Joel sent me a video that alphas don't use protection and that they go after the freshmen. Dude, I'm like deadass just scared to go to. The only reason why is because I'm seeing a bunch of freaky odd people trying to go after freshmen, and I'm assuming there's a friend group like ours who doesn't matter. They'll probably just say a hole. If there's a hole, there's a goal. Like, nah, I'm not messing with this. Ooh, if I want to get like super. Oh wait. Well, if I wanted to be fancy at the beginning, then I would have just used chains. Do chains look better? So much hard work thrown away. Wait. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. Fuck that. Oh, I have a shit ton of food on me. Reese, one time Elijah licked my musty ass floor for a fucking cheese ball. Yeah. I got another thing of cheese balls. How about you murder Reese? Elijah. How about you murder Reese, take all his stuff, and then yeah, that's pretty fire. Pretty fire deal. Well, guess what? Does that matter? Hard. Dude, bro, I'm gonna build such a tiny, tiny mansion. Why do I feel like Elijah just lives in a tiny hut in a cave? Elijah, can you like she, yeah, share screen. Show me around, Elijah. Oh, it's just a mine shaft. Yeah, you just fucking live in a mine shaft. That's wild. Man, I wish that I could like we could change what thing is like what update it was on. Yeah, Java you can, but because I just want to go back to my simple times of digging at Y11, getting diamonds. You don't even strip mine anymore because there's like lava pools from like Y negative 40 to like Y0 negative 64. I think your pickaxe is about to break. Man, I wish they would have just gave everything a classic texture instead of just some stuff. Well, instead of the stuff that already had it. Okay, I'm gonna go back to this. Time to go back to placing chains. Reese, get a job. You're unemployed, living at your mom's house, bro. It's like, what the fuck? Uh, you're fucking freaky. Freakazoid. Oh, Reese? Oh, just get good. Elijah has a point. Yeah, I don't know. You don't just fucking build a wall. It's a 3 by 3. Ooh, Puka. Don't beat up the dog. That's dog abuse. Come here, you stupid. Puka, go kill yourself. Ooh. Me personally, if I was Kuka, I was about to freaking strap hands. I'd instantly learn become a black belt in kung fu, and beat the living shit out of you. What? You haven't learned martial arts in like 10 minutes? Y'all are just weird. Why are you moving your house? Oh yeah, I'm not friends with Ivan or Rude Boy, so I guess I can't check in with them. Or invite them. I don't want to friend them because I probably will never talk to them again. Wait, did I see Smith? Oh my god, Smith is online. Yeah, plays on PlayStation. I did, but he has like some fucking weird ass rules on his PlayStation. So, you know how like you can make it to where like no one can check your things. He has all his privacy stuff up to the max. I don't know. Oh yeah, next year I'm going to school with him. So be fired. Yeah. You're gonna have what? Tanner, Bentley, Sebastian. Well, dude, saying Sebastian is gonna show up to school. Saying you have Sebastian at your school isn't saying much. Yeah, we get Sebastian for like the 5 days he's gonna be there. Yep. And there's probably a high likelihood that he gets like held back or something because Sebastian's a little special. So Elijah, since the Nether's underneath the overworld, are you just gonna live there now once you open up the portal? Well, the Nether's a giant cave. My base is the cave opening. Elijah, you're getting an eviction notice. Yeah, I do. I own the cave. I own a shotgun. So. Also, I own multiple military class guns. No, you don't. That's illegal. Says the fucking government. I don't know. Okay, well then we're gonna conquer your land. We're gonna absolutely devastate your house by nuking it. Ooh. Okay. Okay. You should honestly go kill yourself. You invite me to this party and you don't show. You stay. Ivan's a liar. Lies. Ivan lied to me. He said that I could be the lead director of the multiplayer thing. The lead creative director to the multiplayer thing on the game or whatever. If he's still doing that, is he? Mm. Reese, I don't know why you guys just don't do that fucking game on Roblox. Ain't no one paying for that shit. I don't know, I should probably tell Ivan that. Uh, well, I don't know. I haven't really talked to him about it, so. Also, we probably won't even know Ivan by the time it's out of early development, because, fuck, man, the game he's talking about is like a triple A game. I don't know, I'd say, if you were to just build it on Roblox, then it'd be a lot more affordable. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave the party. I'm gonna watch dinosaur videos while I build this. Gory. Gory.
I was dehydrated, I was exhausted, and my shoe fell apart, and my feet got blisters, and it popped because walking so much, and it started bleeding. So I could not walk anymore, and eventually, I collapsed. I literally started praying, and to God, if you are up there, and if you're real, please don't let me die like this. And please don't let me die like this. Like I would literally do anything. If you were to save me here, like I would do anything. Like I would do anything. But just please don't let me die like this. And I collapsed and I cried and I cried, all those regrets of escaping North Korea. Like after walking the 3 days, like realizing that I'm gonna die. It's like if I was in North Korea, right? If I was still in North Korea, and if I was still in the coal mine, I would have food in my stomach, roof over my head, I would not at least die like this, right? And thinking about like, why me? Why do I have to suffer this kind of fate? Like middle of nowhere, just about to die. I scream and nobody can hear me. It was very frustrating and very sad. But after praying, to God that don't let me die like this. A Chinese guy miraculously shows up, and he gives me water. He gives me mantou. It's like a Chinese food, and asked me with the Chinese like 你从哪里来？and I told him like 我是北韩人，我来北韩，我看我爸爸，I'm looking for like literally 我看 is like I'm looking, right? And I'm looking for my dad. And I mean, he can clearly tell that I was from North Korea, right? A kid without shoes that literally fell apart, and clothing that like, what the heck is he wearing, right? And I'm small, I'm skinny. No kid in China, right? So he eventually picked me up, brought me to the house, and gave me medication for my feet. He gave me food. He let me sleep at his house, right? And the next morning, connected me to a South Korean missionary, and that person eventually helped me to get to my dad's house. But that's not a story for all the other North Korean defectors. Like some of them, that's the most critical part, right? Because now you've betrayed your country, literally. You've escaped North Korea, but now, what are you gonna do, right? Do you know somebody? No, you don't. If you don't, you're gonna get captured and you're gonna be sent back. You're gonna go to prison. That's more harder than escape itself, right? Because that's when people give up. They don't know where to go. They're in a country where they don't speak the same language. So I would rank this as.
What does it mean to live rich life? It means brave first leaps, tearful goodbyes, and everything in between. With over 100 years navigating market ups and downs, we'll help you move ahead with confidence.
The next part is going to be avoiding Chinese police. It's not too bad. All you have to do is lay low. You only go out in the super early in the morning or super late at night. So when I escaped North Korea for the first time, I am really excited. My dad is Chinese. It's gonna be okay. And I would just go out all the time. I would go everywhere. And I'll be going to like PC Bang. I'll go to internet cafe. I would go to arcade rooms, I would explore. I'm not afraid. If the police finds me, I don't care. My dad is Chinese, but I get captured and I was sent back to North Korea, right? And I've been to North Korean defectors, second time coming to China. I was terrified of the Chinese police, right? Because if I get captured and sent back to North Korea, this is it for me. But yeah, avoiding Chinese police, it's relatively easy. You just have to lay low, don't dig through the trash. I met this guy, and it's the defendant because he got captured while digging through trash in China. Like, Chinese people saw it and was like, oh, that's a North Korean. They call the police, right? North Korean people dig through the trash, not Chinese people. Like nobody in China does that, but North Korean people do because they're starving, they're hungry. Right? And when they come to China, it's like, oh my gosh, it's everything. Like you would find like good food in trash can. Avoiding Chinese police, like I will probably put it in a C tier because yeah, it's relatively easy. Just don't go out, that often, and don't do anything to draw attention to you. Learning new language. As you may see in this video, I speak English somewhat fluently, right? And I've only been here for like 13 years now, and some people actually spend the rest of their life, trying to learn a new language, but they really can't. I guess I'm talented in language wise. Like and also I try hard. But even North Korean people, when they come to South Korea, they have hard time learning South Korean language. There's different dialects, different tones. North Korea kept this like the traditional Korean words. I struggled, coming to America for the first maybe 3 to 5 years because I couldn't speak any English, right? But after that, it was smooth sailing for me personally. I was fascinated by all of these kind of like TVs, like so many channels that I can watch, and I saw Family Guy, and I tell people that I learned English through watching Family Guy because I really did, it's like kids friendly, because it's a cartoon, but as I was watching it, like I realized, like, oh yeah, it's really dark humor. It's not kids show. I'm going to rank this at a C tier. All right, adjusting to the new world. Imagine getting into a time machine and fast forwarding like 50 years into the future. That's how it feels for me to come to America, where I couldn't tell the difference between a computer and a TV. Yes, it was tough, but I did it with excitement, right? Because like everything is new. It's so fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoy the challenge. That's not the case for every other North Korean countries, right? And especially the older generations. There is a lot of different factors that goes into it, like homesick, right? They left the family behind. Like I really miss them. I want to go back. And second is like learning new culture. I've known a decent number of friends who unfortunately taken their own lives, and even some people wants to go back to North Korea because of how hard it is to actually adjust to the new world. Imagine you got into a time machine and fast forward it like 50 years into the future, right? What type of job did you do? You probably wouldn't know how that world worked. You wouldn't know the laws. You might not know how to pay your taxes. It will be really difficult to adjust. Even though personally I did not have that much of a struggle adjusting to the new world, I know there are a lot of people and a lot of different North Korean defectors who struggles with this. So I'm going to put this on the A tier. People don't believe me. So I have a funny story about this. So I was 18 when I started high school, right? In America, people didn't know that I was from North Korea because my social worker have told the school principals, my teachers, and a couple of people, and the word got around, and people usually ask me, like, "Are you a spy from North Korea?" Because I don't know, that was like the general like norms of like, oh, do you know kung fu? Do you know kung fu? Do you know karate? But nowadays, like that I speak English really well, and now that I, try to raise awareness of what's happening in North Korea, like I post my video on TikTok and all of the social media platforms, like people don't believe me that I'm from North Korea. People believe me, and people don't believe that I'm from North Korea. They assume that I was born and raised in America. People assume that I got paid by CIA and propaganda. Like the last thing on your mind while you're escaping North Korea is to actually think about, oh, how am I going to prove to people that I'm actually from North Korea? You don't really think about what proof to bring, right, when your life is on the line. And the Chinese aren't waiting on the border to actually give you some sort of proof that, oh yeah, you are from North Korea. They would rather capture you and send you back to North Korea. So I would probably put this on C tier. And now I'm gonna see if I can change anything here. Learning the language. I'm gonna actually move that up to B tier. A lot of people do struggle with learning new language. Even learning Korean for them, like South Korean, is a challenge. Right, so I'm gonna put this one on B tier. And actually, I'm going to bring down people don't believe you to D tier because again, like that's out of your control. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Please let me know how you would rate escaping North Korea. Like, what do you think is the hardest part? If you don't agree with me,
Oh
let
my.
me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Presenting the next generation of Icon G2 ratchets, built with innovative split hull technologies backed by a lifetime guarantee, superior in quality, more affordable than the competition. Icon G2 ratchets, only at Harvard. Wow, it's escape North Korea. North Korea is an elusive country, unlike any other. While a lot of what happens in North Korea is a secret, cruelty, poverty, human rights violations are definitely not hidden. North Korea is globally On the first turn, you can grab a Pokemon and just set them into the air. They won't be able to do anything while they're up there, and then on the second turn, you drop them and do damage. But the funny part is that there's a weight limit, so if you try to pick up a Pokemon that's over 200 kilograms or 440 pounds, it just won't work. Which is kind of funny because it canonically proves that Rufflet has a carrying capacity of about 2.5 fully grown men. Welcome back to another episode of Biggest or Not Biggest. Mega is the. I'll stop eventually, I promise. Mega Baynet is the lightest Mega Pokemon, and Mega Metagross is the heaviest. Back to. Now that we've covered all the mechanics, how heavy can a Pokemon get? The heaviest legitimate Pokemon is a tie between Frostboa and Celesteela, weighing 2,204.4 pounds or 999.9 kilograms. As I said, they do not go above 1,000. It's about as heavy as, like, I don't know, two adult-sized horses or, like, your mom after a night at Golden Corral. You knew it was coming. It was coming at some point. You knew that. Well, remember the ability Heavy Metal we talked about earlier that can double a Pokemon's weight? Well, if we use a move like Skill Swap or Entrainment, we can give that ability to one of these Pokemon, making them officially the legal limit of what a Pokemon can weigh. Now we're kind of getting to the point where if we want these Pokemon to get any heavier, we're going to need some less ethical methods. Generation 1 is a game that's held together by duct tape and Elmer's glue, and because of that, there's some glitched Pokemon in the code that weigh more than any Pokemon today. Like Missing Node, who weighs over 3,500 pounds or 1,500 kilograms, breaking the 1,000 kilogram limit that we see with Pokemon, and weighing about as much as like a giraffe or like 1,700 hardcover copies of The Outsiders. Rip my boy Johnny. We miss you. We miss you. We miss you. Or a glitch you probably haven't heard of, H. Pokey, who weighs over 6,000 pounds, about as heavy as like a Ford F-150. So, we're getting into Ford territory. It's getting serious. Or about like 700 gallons of milk. Well, I'm going to keep it a stack with you. I mean, even with H. Pokey's girth, it still is barely anything, right? Like, let's be honest. I'm going to keep it a buck with you guys. The heaviest animal in the world is the Antarctic blue whale, coming in at over 400,000 pounds. And you might want to sit down for this. Even if you combined the weights of every single Pokemon in the series, you still wouldn't even make a dent in this animal's weight. You're sitting at a grand total of about. Sorry. You're
There's over 1,000 Pokemon, and putting them in a total weight of a little less than 200,000 pounds makes them equivalent to like 15 African elephants, or 60 mid-sized cars, or like one just average whale. Like just one, not even like the big one we talked about earlier, like just one guy, like a middle of the road, very modest Weight Watcher kind of whale. Oh God, I'm dying. I'm sorry. Welcome to another. I don't know why it's so funny to me. Biggest or not. Okay. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Breaking news. Some Pokemon get lighter even though they evolved and got bigger. More at 8. So yeah, Kadabra loses like 20 pounds when it evolves into Alakazam. Gligar loses 50. Gligar, the small guy, evolving into a Gliscor, the big guy, he loses 50 pounds when he does that. Porygon loses about 9 pounds when he goes to Porygon 2. Gains a little bit of weight back, going to Porygon Z, but he's still lighter than the original Porygon. And I think that's actually really cool. I mean, especially with Porygon, right? Because it's like it represents technology getting thinner and more efficient as things go on, as time goes on, and whatever. So that's cool. That's a cool detail. They should do that more. More Pokemon weights I thought you might want to see, so I included them in the script. Rayquaza, weighing about 455 pounds, or about as heavy as a commercial-grade refrigerator, and when he Mega Evolves, he doubles in weight, becoming about as heavy as 2 commercial-grade refrigerators. Eternatus is the 4th heaviest Pokemon of all time, being over 2,000 pounds, equivalent to, 2 vending machines or 625 laptops. Another fan favorite, Revor, coming in at 2.2 pounds, weighs about as heavy as a pineapple. Alolan Exeggutor, coming in at 35 feet or 1,000 pounds, weighs about as much as an actual palm tree would weigh at that height. Kyogre, almost 800 pounds, or about 90 gallons of milk, or maybe about the weight of like a big couch. Like I'm talking recliner, 3 to 4 seat sectional, like it would be a hefty couch, but he's about that heavy. What other legendaries would you guys care about? I mean, Arceus, right? About as heavy as like 80 gallons of milk. Actually, the lightest of the creation trio, with Dialga Origin form being the heaviest. In a weight class of legendaries, Ultra Beasts, and Megas, Mudsdale stands alone as the only normal Pokemon with comparable girth. Coming in at over 2,000 pounds, 900 kilograms, you have a Pokemon that actually makes a lot of sense.
5, 6,
Something like Gen
7,
7 man, they
8,
just kind
9,
of popped off
10,
with these
11,
weeks, but
12,
Mudsdale is based on a
13,
Clydesdale horse,
14, 15,
and those
16,
guys
17.
are like almost exactly the same weight. Yo, what's up, big dog? How's it going? Dude, I'm so glad you can make it. Okay, so this is Gerby. What's your current, where are you at right now? So yeah, he's like 450, kind of on a cut. Yeah, insane cut, right? I mean, a steel ball his size would be like, I don't know, 62,000, 63,000 pounds. So
4, 5,
actually
6,
impressive. We're so
7,
proud of you.
8,
Some comments up in
9,
the
10,
comment section. Let them know we're proud of them.
11,
Dude, you're
12,
so nice to meet you,
13,
man. Yeah,
14,
no, thank you,
15,
man, for
16,
coming in. We got a
17.
busy schedule. Yeah, no, all right, I'll see you later, man. Appreciate it. All right, how do we wrap this up? I guess, man,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
anyways, thanks for watching. If you
11,
think you'll like
12,
this video,
13,
tell
14,
them I
15,
sent you.
16, 17.
Looks good. So I just ordered some of my favorite crispy rice from Grubhub, so let's try it out. I'm a crispy rice.
Today we're getting into what's either the most epic
1,
or
2,
most
3,
depressing
4,
T-Rex battle
5,
video
6,
ever, dude. I'm pretty
7,
excited.
8,
Leave a like,
9,
subscribe, and
10,
go to
11,
Center, and let's
12,
get into it. Okay,
13,
Rexy
14,
versus Sue in the
15,
T-Rex
16,
battle
17.
face-off.
The battle arena will witness two of the most iconic predators in history clash in a battle that will determine who is the superior Rex.
Oh my God.
On one end, the relentless predator that does not take no for an answer. With feared reputation and queen of its Lanublar, Jurassic's Rexy. On the other hand, a well-known predator proved to be a battle-hardened warrior with an imposing build, making it one of the largest Cretaceous predators ever found. Sue, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Everything we know about these two animals will be compared one to one, pitting their weapons, mass, and physical abilities to determine which one of these Rexes will win in a face-off.
Calling it out, Rexy's gonna clutch it. She's gonna clutch it, because the Jurassic Park dinosaurs aren't built for, like, evolution. They're built for... Wait, hang on, that might be a disadvantage. Oh my god, no, I don't know.
Who wins and who falls defeated? This is T-Rex versus T-Rex. Killer versus killer. Who will win? Find out at the end of Monster Face-Off.
Well, my money's on
This
Rexy,
face-off will
obviously.
involve both the most famous dinosaur in cinema and the best-studied dinosaur of all time. Although seemingly similar, both paleontological evidence and feats seen on screen differ greatly. Even the slightest nuance will be taken into account to reveal who takes the edge in each category.
Oh, good heavens, look at the differences between these two. Sue is so much
2,
beefier, but
3,
Rexy's
4,
like, I don't know,
5,
got more
6,
bite
7,
strength, I think,
8,
going on. Hey,
9,
Rexy's
10,
got more
11,
beefy legs.
12,
Ooh, there's so many
13,
attributes
14,
to freaking
At the end, we'll
look at.
bear witness to a simulation pitting both of these animals and how they would react and deal with upon seeing each other for the first time. With that in mind, let's move on to the first attribute. Mass.
Oh, damn, Rexy
Goes
goes
without
first.
saying that Tyrannosaurus Rex had the most robust build out of any of the land predators in Earth's history.
Robust build is fancy talk for...
13,
Never mind.
14,
Every
15,
rendition of the
16,
T-Rex in the past, regardless of their paleo accuracy, is portrayed to be a powerful
Yeah.
dinosaur with an imposing physique.
Yeah.
Rexy was different. Design in the films is largely adherent to the Tyrannosaurus as it was known in the 1980s.
Go upstairs.
The design portrayals of said days. Specifically, the T-Rex specimen in the American Natural History Museum. Rexy, for her film debut, had very large feet, very skinny legs, a thin torso, and blocky face, with skin that is shrink-wrapped to the skeleton. This specimen, according to Dr. Thomas Carr, died out around the age of 26 and is estimated to have weighed 7 to 7.5 tons. This one had a taller build than many other Rexes, which does translate to Rexy, who has a height of up to 18 feet depending on posture. In today's battle simulation, and for the sake of fairness, we'll study Rexy at her prime. Her weight did fluctuate in the movies, being horribly skinny in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and visibly bulking up again in Jurassic World Dominion. To get the most accurate weight metric possible, the Goji Center research team will resort to volumetric analysis, using a three-dimensional model of Rexy and scaling her to adult proportions. The end result being an animal weighing in at close to 8.86 tons. How will the paleo-accurate Sue compare? This was first known about around the year 1990, but wasn't studied until after Jurassic Park came out. At that point, Sue became easily one of the most understood T-Rex skeletons of all time. That, in addition to being one of the oldest, having lived at least in her late 20s, if not early 30s. A T-Rex who survives this long would have been exceptionally large, which was the case for this animal. New understanding of T-Rex now reveals that Sue was actually in the highest percentile when it came to size. With other specimens like Scotty being the one other well-studied specimen in the same size class. Sue is still easily way above average for a Tyrannosaurus. Because her skeleton is so complete, we can use volumetric analysis on her body to get a better idea of how massive she could have been. This was possible thanks to our friends at EoFauna, a team formed by researchers, creatives, and specialists focused on prehistoric fauna, who produce high-detailed and paleo-accurate models of several prehistoric creatures, such as Giganotosaurus, Ankylosaurus, the Paleoloxodon, and, of course, one of Sue. Using the most up-to-date skeletal reconstructions, EoFauna created the most accurate model of Sue possible at 1/35 scale. EoFauna provided Goji Center with a 3D model of this specific T-Rex specimen to step into the analysis platform and square off against Rexy later. The results of the volumetric analysis place Sue in ranks much higher than previously estimated, which in the 90s was around 6 tons, but a more accurate volumetric survey by Dan Folks instead puts Sue at well over 10 tons.
I freaking knew it.
potentially breaking
She's
11.
huge.
Sue compared to Rexy had a much higher volume despite being shorter. Generally speaking, Sue is about 20% more massive than Rexy at her highest weight estimate. Don't let this profile fool you.
That's going to backfire so badly down the line. That's going to be everything.
Volume difference is more noticeable up
Damn
front,
it.
which will be the angle Rexy will be looking at the most during their encounter. The skull of Sue is longer and thicker. The torso is more robust, and the tail noticeably has more mass. Rexy is a few feet taller than Sue, depending on her posture, and to her proportionally long legs, her 4-foot length advantage is really due to a longer tail. So, who takes the edge?
Yeah, but it's going to backfire so badly,
In
bro.
this category, the one who takes the edge is the one with the most weight and weight distribution
Goji Center's
advantage.
so big
In
on
this
that kind of
case,
stuff.
being taller and lighter is going to give Rexy a higher center of gravity compared to Sue, meaning Sue will be much harder to topple over in a wrestling match. It will be Sue who will be likely to make the opponent take steps backward.
That's going to be the death of Rexy for sure. Goji Center's so big on this kind of stuff. Logically so, but it's like,
In this
that's
category,
death
Sue
right there.
takes the edge for mass.
Damn
But
it.
longer and taller will prove to have other benefits. Number 2, reach.
Listen,
In this
Hope.
particular battle scenario between two of the same species, that being a species of animal that regularly got into fights with one another, we need to consider reach. The winner of this edge will determine who is more likely to strike first and more regularly. Many T-Rex skeletons, including that of Rexy, show evidence of a myriad of bite marks and battle scars on the skull. This, amongst other findings, suggests that T-Rex relied on its skull as its primary offensive weapon. Based on this information, we can expect the simulation to show two T-Rexes facing each other at all times and wrestling head-on in order to be able to reach the most vulnerable areas. For this battle approach to work in favor of one contestant, body parts such as elongated torso and neck will be favorable. If we look at how Rexy was designed in Jurassic Park, we do notice an elongated neck. And the fact that Rexy is actually 10% longer than Sue. Part of this would be the extended tail, however, but a good chunk was at the torso and neck, meaning that in a
1,
head-on
2,
collision,
3,
Rexy,
4,
in
5,
combination
6,
with her neck, would
7,
have her
8,
jaws positioned to
9,
bite Sue's
10,
body sooner.
11,
And her
12,
being quick on her feet
13,
means
14.
exploiting this reach will be easier. Sue does have a proportionally longer skull. Her wide lower stance will make accessing points like Rexy's legs and arms easier as they are lower to the ground. But this does come at the cost of exposing the back of the neck and back muscles to Rexy. In most of the head-on encounters, Rexy should be able to have
Damn.
strike thanks to her longer reach and ability to rear up a bit
1,
higher
2,
than Sue.
3,
How
4,
potent the
5,
weapons are
6,
is another
7,
matter, but
8,
it does mean that the
9,
first
10,
hit will probably be inflicted
11,
by the
12,
engine
13,
reagent.
14,
I'm so worried about
15,
PSI.
16,
Let's get into bite strength. It's gonna be weight and bite strength. It's gonna determine the entire freaking fight, bro.
Edge.
I've called it this too many times.
Number 3, speed.
There's people who beat
Two
anything.
large animals that will be fighting in close
It's
proximity.
gonna be Rexy, so it won't beat anything.
Will be important when winding up a charge or trying to pull a tactical retreat. In combat, the ability to withdraw at will is vital. The exact science on how fast a T-Rex can go has been debated back and forth, and is still debated today. The later reconstruction of T-Rex in the 90s and less precise measurement systems gave it the 25 to 35 mile per hour estimate. Consequently, Rexy was also given a speed within these parameters. Now, granted, this speed wasn't really showcased on screen, and also note that this reported speed was taken from a T-Rex who wasn't fully grown, especially since we saw this same T-Rex break the scales at 44 feet in length upon maturing. Still, however, in-gen T-Rexes would be able to maintain a top speed of over 30 miles per hour, and we can see this play out in games such as Jurassic World Evolution.
Dude, side note, that scene in San Diego in Jurassic Park 2, freaking Lost World, was like the most peak Jurassic moment in my whole life by far.
Showcasing the narrow-faced
So
T-Rex
great.
performing run-and gains when moving at top speed. Various in-gen clones such as the Nest seen in the Lost World and Big and Little Edie were seen moving at a fast pace close to 30 miles per hour. Even Rexy in Fallen Kingdom and Dominion was actually able to keep pace with a moving helicopter.
Bro, we gotta talk about these names. Big Edie and Little Edie. Come on, it doesn't make us look good as a community.
It does seem that Rexy will require enough open space to build up her top speed instead of reaching it right away. For real-life T-Rex T-Rexes like Sue, things were a little different. Since Sue turned out to be a lot heavier than initially thought, the estimated top speed was reduced considerably for a big T-Rex. During its adolescent years, Tyrannosaurus would have been exceptionally fast before it put on a lot of bulk, trading speed for sheer size as it grew. Sue at her prime would be no near as fast as she was when she was a teenager. The study of more updated models places the speed of 13 to 15 miles per hour for her size and age. This metric is still arguable. For instance, paleontologist and research director at Eofana, S. Laramendi, developed a mathematical equation for estimating theropod speed. In Sue's case, the initial calculation was 25 kilometers per hour, but was likely too conservative because the body mass boundary was too low. It was speculated that 35 kilometers per hour was more realistic. For comparison, that would be the top speed of a fit person running a 100-meter dash in 12 seconds. Estimates may change, but this is just to show Sue's top speed hasn't been set in stone yet. T-Rex legs were better for faster paced movement than those of an elephant, and these animals already reached 25 kilometers per hour. So this is why many paleontologists speculate that animals like Sue could
That's a good point,
higher
Fred. There's
speeds.
no
Truth be told, there's absolutely no real reason for these two animals to be running at full sprint during the majority of the fight, only needing to run this fast when ramming or running away.
That's how I knew it wouldn't matter. It's just going to be the initial charge. Like, freaking Rexy's going to get in there, going to get a good bite quick, and then it's going to go horrible from there.
In this fight, Rexy will have the best chance to pull off a retreat quicker if things turn south, and move to better terrain if the environment allows it. For this category, Rexy takes the edge in speed. Number 4, agility. More important than speed when locked into close-quarter combat, the winner of this edge will have a critical advantage when it comes to targeting vital areas and getting around the opponent. The InGen Tyrannosaurus have been regularly outflanked, even by larger dinosaurs. In the midst of combat, they tend to rapidly step around in order to change position and direction. Despite being smaller and lighter, the bull from JP3 had a hard time staying atop the Spinosaurus, and Big Edie from Camp Cretaceous was roughly comparable against the same foe. This is in stark contrast to the real thing. It is actually possible that some of the large predators in the same size class as T-Rex could run faster, but this comes with a trade-off: maneuverability. We've discussed the specifics of Tyrannosaur hip anatomy before, but this advantage cannot be understated. T-Rex shares common ancestors with Coelurosaurs, like birds and raptors, those who climbed trees and made their way through thick forests, while at the same time the ancestors of giant carnosaurs like Spinosaurus and the Giga were roaming open spaces. In this case, Sue's hip anatomy is much more optimized for agility than speed. To put this very simply, if a dinosaur's anatomy has better muscles and bones for speed, this means that there is a deficit on agility. In contrast, legs built to help maintain stamina but also change direction quickly have to sacrifice rigidity for agility. Whatever InGen did to increase their T-Rex speed might have compromised some of their agility. This is why even a fully grown Tyrannosaurus could make a 180-degree pivot on a single foot, being capable of rapidly changing direction. For comparison, note that the same study that found T-Rex to be as agile as it was gave it a score of about 2 to 2.5 times higher than that of Giganotosaurus.
Dude, Rexy is so cooked right now. This is going to be hard to watch, isn't it? It's going to be so hard to watch.
Heavier. In Jurassic World, Rexy was only roughly as agile as the Giga in Dominion, despite it being noticeably heavier. In this upcoming battle simulation, the extraordinarily fast animal will witness how surprisingly agile its ancestor actually was.
Twice as
For this
agile?
category, Sue takes the edge for agility. Number 5, senses. It's now time to discuss the battle attribute that will allow one of these to be able to lock into the opponent, but
Get Wiener Schnitzel's incredible $6 deal. 2 chili cheese dogs and chili cheese fries for just $6.
more importantly, who can spot the other first? This helps with setting up some.
This is so hard to watch because then T-Rexes have like amazing vision, but back when like Rexy was made, it was like if you hold still, they won't notice you type of belief. So it's like this is gonna go so badly.
Attacks, or making hiding useless if one of them decides to run away. Both animals have extremely good senses of smell, which means ambushing the other by pure scent protection is an even game.
and would rely more on who would be able to position themselves upwind, or just make less noise before they're spotted. The thick pads on Sue's feet and the ability for her to pick up on low-frequency sounds would make it easy for Sue to pick up on Rexy's booming footsteps, in contrast to her own, which makes her almost undetectable to the ear. For actual fighting, however, the main concern would be the eyesight, and this is where things can get tricky. The eyesight of Sue and Rexy may initially seem similar, but there's more than meets the eye here. Sue would have a 55-degree field of binocular vision and a highly developed fovea. Rexy, on the other hand, due to her eye orientation and broadened snout, would have less binocular vision than Sue. This does mean that Rexy would have a
Go upstairs.
than Sue. Rexy's eyesight does have an infamous drawback that we must mention. In the Jurassic franchise, the concept of whether or not a T-Rex can see stationary objects has gone back and forth. Putting it all together, the answer might be that they can see stationary objects, but would key in on moving targets a whole lot more. This lack of precise vision might also explain why injured T-Rexes in many situations in the franchise tend to flail about, attacking lands they make range instead of focusing on spots that would end the battle much quicker. And let's be real, with that kind of bite, T-Rex would end all fights very fast. But in many cases, they didn't. They just try to bite down and bash anything they can get in striking range. This also suggests a less than optimal degree in depth perception. Sue, meanwhile, like most real-life Tyrannosaurus, had superb vision.
I knew it was going to go down this way, and I'm still upset.
Stated in a presentation by Dr. Thomas Holtz, a key reason why T-Rex had a good depth perception might have been in part adapting to dodge retaliation attacks from very directional-oriented opponents like Triceratops, where you have to get around the horns to avoid getting hurt and injure the prey animal. So, knowledge of where the critical points are isn't going to do you much good if you don't have the ability to accurately hit them. Her wide field of vision would allow Rexy to not be snuck up on by other animals, but it's not precision. Sue has the entire fossil record speaking in her favor, with plenty of fossils showing evidence that T-Rex would bite the tail to disable locomotive muscles, restraining the frill of a Triceratops to avoid getting gored, or controlling the face of another T-Rex to avoid getting bit.
It's not fair, because Sue was made up by evolution and Rexy was made up by a bunch of Hollywood cokeheads. It's just not fair.
Rexy's more maniac strategy, because of her senses, would probably land more hits, but Sue would likely be targeting critical points.
But there's nothing on Rexy's side right now.
We'll go to Sue.
Damn it.
Number 6, experience.
Give me Sue again.
This may seem like an odd thing to quantify, but if we're going to compare an animal that lived in the wild in a natural ecosystem with regular growth patterns and a wide variety of opponents to a bioengineered creature growing in an artificial ecosystem, then yes, discussing this attribute is a must.
What does Rexy even have going for? There was like one thing. I don't see how this is going to turn around
There's
at all.
a lot of evidence that suggests that Sue was an individual with tons of valuable experience under her belt, the most important being encounters with other predators and prey. Remnant evidence of this is the myriad of healed battle scars and injuries on the face and body showing old wounds, infections, and healed fractures. Broken ribs that healed might have come from hunts or fights with other tyrannosaurs. If we take into account the type of dinosaurs that Sue hunted down, compare them with those that Rexy had to encounter on a regular basis, we'll see that there is a difference in the type of dangers both had to encounter. Better adept and larger quantity of ceratopsians, hadrosaurs that dwarfed the pathetic miniature sized Parasaurolophus and Urannosaurus from Nublar, and higher number of T-Rex encounters than Rexy ever had. Fossils of several prey animals, including one of a T-Rex, show that the tail was a primary target. One of the most popular findings in T-Rex research was that of the infamous virus, a T-Rex specimen that was found with part of its tail missing.
Yes.
I'd do anything. What are you doing?
Putting magic fairy dust on Murphy and Bud so we can play together forever.
Oh. Hi. I got a better idea. That doesn't involve glitter. Great. Let's go to PetSmart. Check out Hill Science Diet. It's formulated for long.
The assassin Karasu Tabito versus the ninja Otoya Ita versus the lone swordsman Yukimiya Kenyu. The battle of the uncrowned kings, as these three are one of the most dominant players in the show, who just happen to get overshadowed by the likes of Isigi, Baro, and Ren. But recently, with Otoya and Karasu completely dominating in their respective games, it has never been more fitting for us to their stats, abilities, and explore their best feats to determine who is the true emperor of the underground. The Crow Father, Karasu Tabito, one of the smartest players in Blue Lock, and if you could believe it, much like Isigi, that's the only non-average thing about him. However, and much like Isigi again, because of his big brain, he soars very high. But before we talk about what abilities this big brain of his enabled him to have, as always, we're gonna start with his physical stats. Now, as I said before, when it comes to his physicality, Karasu is the definition of average, having average speed and jumping ability, with a slightly above average strength. However, because he's one of the smartest players in the show, he utilizes this strength of his to the fullest. However, in order for us to explain how, we gotta talk about his abilities and weapons. As I said, because Karasu is one of the smartest and one of the most tactical players in the show, he found a way to channel his slightly above average strength into one of the best duelist abilities. And you might be thinking, if he's not a great dribbler and he's not that strong, how could he have an insane dueling ability? However, much like we've seen with Snuffy, Karasu utilizes a secret weapon in order to dominate almost any one-on-one interaction he has and give himself one of the best ball retention in Blue Lock. I'm talking, of course, about his perfect hand placement. Now, before, we actually got to see only Rin and Karasu do this. However, with the introduction of the Neo Egoist League, we learned that the player who utilizes this ability the most is actually none other than Kaiser. You see, despite Kaiser not being that strong, he is so damn hard to engage, specifically due to his hand placement. And in fact, one of the few things that easily get adapted from Kaiser in addition to Metavision is actually his hand placement, as we can see here. And the fact is, Karasu is the best at this, rivaled only by Rin in his Berserker state. However, I truly believe it shines more with Karasu due to his playing style. You see, this dueling ability gives him such an advantage on the field, because it gives him the time he needs to analyze and read the situation. And this is especially deadly with his assassin playing style, where as described by him, it is a playing style where Karasu targets the weakest link of the team. However, we only saw this in the third selection when he targeted Isigi. In the U20 game and then in the PXG game, we actually saw him target the strongest link in the team, Sai and then Kaiser. And definitely his dueling ability helps him a lot in his assassin playing style. However, I think the weapon that enables him to play like this the most is actually his insane perception, which later enabled him to acquire Metavision. But before we talk about Metavision yet, first let's talk about what this perception, assassin playing style, and dueling ability enable him to be. You see, Karasu without a doubt is the best defensive midfielder we've seen in the show. And not only that, he is the best player we've seen him be the beating heart of a team. As with his tactical play, dueling ability, and perception, he is the perfect anchor for both defense and offense. And honestly, he is the best at this not just in the U20 category, but actually among all the players we've seen, if we exclude, of course, Snuffy. And to be honest, getting beaten by just one pro in this regard is such a huge feat for Karasu. And all of that was before he even unlocked Metavision. Now, how Karasu actually acquired it is rather interesting. Before, for the most part of the PXG game, we've seen that Karasu and Rin are the only players without Metavision to be able to react to Metavision users. First, he was the best anchor for Charles. He allowed Charles' off-the-ball movement weapon to shine insanely with his dueling ability, and he gave him the space he needed. Furthermore, we've seen him constantly on Kaiser, limiting his movements and playing a huge role in halting his advancement. And of course, we've seen him play with Rin in order to destroy Kaiser entirely before he rebelled. And actually, even after he rebelled, Karasu still was on him, and he still was doing amazing. However, from reacting and playing with these Metavision users, Karasu later came to awaken his own. And honestly, ever since he...
Hi guys. Well, it's been like an hour since I was last in, so because I was done with watching my dinosaur videos. I wanted to talk to someone. I did. Cool. I'm like halfway done with my fence now. What the what? You guys are playing Minecraft still? Reese, just like reset your memory of Minecraft. It's not that difficult. It's pretty simple, bro. Oh, yeah. Man, I'm treading this back part. Oh, yeah, I forgot I'm not done with that side either. Oh, so I guess I'm not that close, actually. Yeah? Okay. I'm so close to finishing this side of the park. Then I'll probably work on bone mailing everything around it, so no one sees the dinosaurs. How far are you guys in this new world? Oh, you just added stuff? Oh, okay. Well, actually, it's better. Oh, I will. What? You should honestly add the dinosaurs one. I do. Honestly, just like survive heat stroke. Just cool yourself down. Well, it's not that difficult. Just spawn water. Just place water in the nether. Not that difficult. I've done it before. Without a cauldron. Free Fire. There's a boss. Elijah doesn't know how to read. I don't know. I got a book about dinosaurs in the Cold War, so. Elijah, I have a peak series. It's called Primitive War. Dog, there's someone who gets, like, pierced multiple times in the freaking back by a giant bird. Yeah, it's called Primitive War. I'm like halfway through it right now. But it's about dinosaurs. So, dinosaurs and Vietnam War. Yeah. There's another one where how many add-ons are there? God damn! Just invite him so I can tell him to kill himself. It's called just make your status offline. I do it, I think. Brayden! Well, it's because I invited him. I think he's gay for me. I'm like 90% positive. See, like now I it's because it's big.
Silence, demons.
Bro, shut the fuck up. Ivan,
Boys, I have
why are you trying to
something
make that gate a knockoff of a knockoff of a knockoff of a
I drew a
game?
poster of everybody in the main cast on there.
Yeah, wait. What main
Everybody.
cast? Like the friend group or like your weird game?
When I say everybody,
Well, you better have made Omni Bacon.
when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Except the meme characters. The meme characters get their own poster.
Oh.
And yes, I said it because I wanted to. Boys, what are you doing?
Huh? I'm waiting to load into Elijah and Reese's Minecraft world.
Ooh.
Oh, hell no. You are not about to do this shit right now, Minecraft. The last 0.3 megabytes, bro. You're gonna stop. Okay, there we go. Better on Bedrock? What the? Why? What the hell is going on? I'm tweaking.
Minecraft loves tweaking.
Okay, more. What?
Moral of the story: don't play Minecraft on the computer.
Ugh.
It's garbage. We have better stuff on Bedrock.
Bro, but I like playing Pixelmon. What the hell is going on? Okay, I see a village.
Boys, you know what you guys should do?
What?
Build the treehouse.
No.
Treehouse.
Wait, there's a thirst bar in this
I
game?
love treehouses
Fuck!
so much, bro.
Why does this zombie have mending? What the hell? This is not Minecraft. How does that even work?
Oh, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? What the hell? Dude, nuh-uh. Get away from me. Get away from me. What the is
I've
that?
been. Fuck this game. I'm playing Roblox.